All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Thunder Ducky. This is going to be, honestly, you know, I've said this a couple of different times, that this is going to be a video I didn't think I was ever going to make, but this is definitely one I didn't think I was going to make. Because I have been following the person that I'm going to be discussing today for quite some time. Not necessarily specifically, but she has been a member of Friday Night Tights. I've seen a couple of her streams with different people, you know, doing interviews like Melanie back in the day. And you know, I've seen a couple of her things. Now, I never went to any of her stand-ups. I never had the opportunity. But I've seen a couple snippets of hers, so I'm not terribly 100% familiar with this individual. However, I do know of them based off of how much time I've spent with viewing Friday Night Tights. But, ladies and gentlemen, before I hop into this, make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing. You probably already know who I'm talking about based off of the thumbnail as well as, well, maybe not the thumbnail, but the title of this video. So, let's go ahead and hop into it. And don't forget to turn on that bell notification so you don't miss a video or live stream. So, once again, welcome to the channel and another video. Today we got a comedian going after another comedian for saying something this person doesn't like. And this person is Chrissie Mayr. Chrissie Mayr, who many have deemed to be a right-wing comedian, is going after someone deemed a left-wing comedian, Bill Maher. Now, if you're wondering why they're classified as that, Chrissie kind of leans towards Trump and the openness of what he's wanting for the country, you know, make America great again. And Bill Maher, while he's had some base moments, is not. Unless he's changed his tune recently, he is anti-Trump, which is why he's been deemed a left-wing comedian. So, if you don't know, Bill had a proposition for one Haley Welch. Now, you might be wondering, well, who the fuck is Haley Welch? You probably know based off the thumbnail. She is the now infamous Hawk Tuah girl who he proposed having a sex podcast on his network. Now, you might be wondering, that's probably right on cue for him. What's the problem? Well, it's the way that Chrissie handled it, and we're going to get into how Chrissie handled it here in a second. She called him a predator and a groomer in a tweet, which I will put up on screen here, which is disgusting and gross. And I'll get into why that is here in a second. But within the tweet, right below the text, is a video segment from his interview with the Haley Welch chick that is in reference to his proposition. So, to supply my evidence, I'm going to go ahead and play that clip for you guys now. I am going to have to put copyright over it because it is from his podcast and I don't want the channel to get struck, so bear with me. And I guess just kind of listen, and you can kind of see I'm going to make the opacity a little bit lighter, so copyright is seen, but it's not overpowering. So, be right back, folks.
I got it already. No.
What you got?
You need to do a podcast. You do it right here on Club Random, if you do it my way. Sex expert. And I'll tell you why. Wait. I'll tell you why. Because you need to, I told you were given this chip. You were given the chip of fame. Now you want to trade that in for something that uses that, but takes it to the next level. You have to, like, trade on what you're already known for. That's the one thing you're known for. So you could do a podcast for, like, I don't know if there's anything from somebody that age with that point of view, but it couldn't be frivolous. You have to take it seriously. Could you do that?
Possibly.
And talk about sex, but seriously, serious issues, because there are a lot of really serious issues. I mean, you know, there's one that's related to what made you famous.
Yep.
What? What am I going to say? You have no idea what I'm going to say.
I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I'm kind of nervous.
I'm going to tell you where it's going. You learned that thing about spitting from porn. That's where that came. What? You did. Maybe not directly, but trust me, like that, the idea of spitting, first of all, it's gross. It's not necessary. It never existed before porn. Do you know that? Do you realize that?
Yeah.
And porn is not benign. It is not. And it has warped the minds of the kids in your generation, especially the guys.
Yeah, they come up with some sick shit.
Yes.
People are just
Yeah, no, I know they are. People are fucking sickos. And, whatever floats your arc, but...
Whatever floats your work.
But yeah, and I wanted to go back over that tweet real quick. I wanted to go back over that tweet because Chrissie writes, "This is fucking creepy," in all capital letters. 68-year-old Bill Maher wants 21-year-old Haley Welch, the Hawk Tuah chick, to start a sex podcast on his network. She is so uncomfortable and nervously laughing the whole time. The entire interview comes off predatory and grooming. No 21-year-old can be a sex expert. Now, in the video, it sounds more like he wants her to give some kind of advice, not necessarily be a sex expert, on how porn has been pushed upon the younger generation and the effects it has had on us in general. Because I'm 27, so I fall damn near close to the generation that Haley Welch is a part of. I don't know if there's a couple of years separating us, but what? Well, besides age, the whole Gen Z, Gen X thing. Yeah, so she came out and had those harsh words for him. And then we have... let me see. What do I have on my run sheet? Okay, so Mayer did face some backlash from this take. Most noticeably from Nina Infinity. She's a female streamer on YouTube and Rumble. More than likely Rumble, because she does talk about some controversial things, and YouTube has tried to take her down a couple of different times. That kind of calls Chrissie out. So Nina responded with a pretty lengthy tweet, and by lengthy I mean she filled out all the amount of space you're allowed to on the thread, and we're going to go ahead and go over her response as I put it up on the screen now. Let me pop it over for me. And Nina says, "I'm not sure I agree. She's 21, she's an adult now, and he brings up a great point about where she actually learned that idea from. Porn. The whole spitting on the dick, like he explained in his little segment that I played, and then Nina's talking about right now. And doing a podcast where you talk about the negative effects of porn on the psyche and serious issues concerning sex. It's not a terrible idea." And I agree. It's not a terrible idea. Now, did Bill Maher maybe not come across it the right way? Yeah, probably. And the whole part about Haley Welch being uncomfortable with it, she's new to all this fame stuff. Like literally, she made a comment to somebody when she was drunk, and it blew the fuck up. That is how internet fame works these days. Now, do I think she should be given sex advice? Yeah, probably not. But, she's being offered this opportunity because of that virality of her moment that she had. So then Chrissie kind of comes back and says, yes, she's a 21-year-old grown woman and can do whatever she likes. That doesn't negate how cringe Bill is coming across. Now, I completely agree. Bill Maher, however you say his name, is potentially coming across a little bit creepy. I mean, he is 68, she is 21. There is, a 47-year difference. But they're both adults. And let's go ahead and let's look into the words that she decided to use. Groomer, predator. So groomer is defined as a way of forming a relationship with a child/young person with the intention of essaying them, inducing them to commit an illegal act such as selling drugs. Predator is defined as a person who ruthlessly exploits others, usually a sexual predator, when looking at people. None of those is what he's doing. He has a proposition for her, and you gotta admit, it's not an obscene proposition, especially for the fact that she got famous and popular for describing a sex act that she saw through porn. It's not an obscene offer from Maher to have her do a sex podcast. It's just not. So Mayer, in the tweet that I already read, is calling Haley a grown woman, which negates groomer because that references a child or young person, and I guess that would go against or go with whatever you describe as a young person. Because I'm 27, I've had people call me kids still that are like in their 60s, 70s, 50s even, and then simply refers to Bill's cringe, cringe is completely different from groomer and predator. So Chrissie, whom I have enjoyed on Friday Night Tights, like I have said, I believe this is a horrible take. Is it potentially cringe? Yes. Is it a groomer/predator tactic? I don't think so. saying so is pretty damning against your character, Chrissie. Because a lot of people's lives have been destroyed for being falsely accused of a groomer/predator. Now, we have seen that with Chris Tyson, and we have the evidence. There's not enough evidence against Bill to suggest this. Now, Bill has come out and said some really stupid things politically that I don't agree with. However, nobody should have these titles, predator and groomer, associated with them unless there's enough evidence to suggest it. Like I said, Chris Tyson, boatloads of evidence. Dr. Disrespect, he is the one who edited out the word minor. That is pretty damning evidence alone. So we have stuff for Dr. Disrespect. We have stuff for Chris Tyson. We don't have anything from Bill. And again, the fact that she got popular from a potential sex act kind of drunken message, this is not that outlandish, Chrissie, for it to be recommended / proposed to her to have something like this. Now, do I think she's too young to maybe specify or to be an expert whenever it comes to sex? We don't know her personal life. She could be a hoe. She might not be a hoe. And, you know, to say that just because she's 21 doesn't mean that she can't be a sex expert. That seems to be your whole issue here. It seems based off of what I've read and what I've seen, your main issue is her age and then being a sex expert. It's not particularly Bill. Bill plays a part of it, but you seem more upset the fact that she... And I am saying upset because you did start off your first tweet in capital letters like you're yelling, or really trying to emphasize a point. But it seems like the whole potentially being a sex expert is the part that's got you a little tizzied. So, you know, the whole like it makes sense for him to offer her this because of her popularity based off of, you know, spitting on a dick. That's how she got popular. And I know I'm rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and end this before I, you know, keep rambling. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. What do you think of Chrissie's take? What do you think of Bill Maher's proposition? And do you think Hawk Tuah chick should take him up on a sex podcast? Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Don't forget to share the channel out with family or friends, and I will see you guys in the next video or live stream that I have coming up. Thanks once again, ladies and gentlemen. Catch you later.